First Alert Weather Team coverage.
Yeah, meteorologists Rachel Coulter and Lisa Villegas are in the First Alert Weather Center. They are tracking Milton's very latest. Rachel?
That's right. Lisa's going to have a look at some of the impacts that Florida is expecting as they are going to be dealing with the direct impacts from Milton here in just a few minutes. I want to talk about some of the latest stats. Now, this is as of the 2 o'clock update. So the National Hurricane Center, even within the next 30 to 45 minutes, will have another update. We've got a well-defined eye. It's cleared out even a little bit more than what I was showing you guys at noon. A high-end Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 155 miles per hour, which was up from that previous update at 11 o'clock this morning. The pressure is also down, so be interested to see if that strengthening trend happens again, of course, any higher, and that could be a Cat 5. So we'll see if it's able to fluctuate a little bit. When the storm is that small, those fluctuations in intensity are certainly a possibility, but what's going to happen with time, especially as it runs into a more hostile environment for intensification, it'll weaken just a little bit. Still a major destructive hurricane upon landfall somewhere along that west coast of Florida, closer to Tampa, just to the north there, likely of Fort Myers. But as that weakens, it's actually going to expand a little bit in size, and of course the winds are also going to expand and impact as well. This is going to happen, at least landfall, late Wednesday night into overnight Thursday morning, but likely staying to the south. Now, there could be a little bit of rain along the coast, certainly some rip current issues. That we do have that tropical storm watch in place as far north as southeastern North Carolina, but we are not expecting any direct impacts locally. Here is why. It's that cold front. You notice the cooler air, that lower humidity the moment you step outside. The same cold front that ushered in those conditions is keeping Milton to the south. The only thing that we're going to see in our area is a little bit of added high cloud cover late Wednesday and early Thursday, and a little breezy conditions, and that is it. High pressure is going to be in control, which will allow for dry conditions, fortunately, here at home as we continue with those recovery efforts from Helene not too long ago. So looking at current temperatures right now, it's 70 degrees in Boone. We've got 77 degrees in Charlotte and Chesterfield. You might remember this time yesterday, we were 10 degrees above that. We ended up reaching a high temperature of 87 degrees, just a few degrees shy of a record. Dew points right now in the 50s in most locations, the 30s. It is so dry, pleasant right now in our higher elevations. But of course, with dry conditions in place and those clear skies, look how quickly these temperatures drop out of the 70s into the 60s, even by 8 o'clock tonight. By the time we're tuning back in with Lisa, we'll be in the low 60s, and then heading out the door tomorrow morning. Low 50s in the Charlotte metro. We woke up in the mid to upper 50s this morning. Low 40s likely for our mountain communities. I want to show you the 7-day forecast. There's a couple of things I want to point out here. So tomorrow, temperature-wise, very similar to today, and that's seasonable. That's right about where we should be this time of year, but we're going to see a little bit more cloud cover, breezy conditions late Wednesday into Thursday, thanks to Milton passing to our south. And then it gets even cooler. Waking up in the upper 40s, even here in the Charlotte metro, which means if you're listening in from our higher elevations, the 30s on the way, which is why we continue to supply blankets and coats for those without power. And then by the time we get towards this weekend, you'll notice a brief warm up. We'll see temperatures in the low 80s by Sunday, and then a more potent cold front moves through. High temperatures by next Tuesday may not even make it out of the 60s. So a lot of changes ahead locally, but I know all eyes on Florida right now. Going to toss things over to meteorologist Lisa Villegas for a look at some of those impacts they're expecting.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. Just want to zero in on the storm surge because that is going to be a huge life-threatening impact that Florida is going to see. Focusing in on the areas in purple, just stepping off here, from Tampa, Sarasota, all the way to Inglewood. That's where we're going to see that storm surge at least 10 to 15 feet. Isolated areas will exceed that. Those in the red, like Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, even outside of Naples, that's where we're going to see 6 to 10 feet for that storm surge. Everything in this orange color down across portions of South Florida here, we're around 4 to 7 feet. So the further south you are from the storm, it doesn't mean you're in the clear. You're still going to be impacted from that strong storm surge in this isolated area highlighted right here with the main impacts from Tampa all the way to Sarasota. I mean, there are going to be some isolated areas at the peak where we're going to see up to 20 feet when it comes to storm surge. And just to give you an idea, when it comes to that destruction, we're talking about catastrophic damage. So this just gives you an example for 12 feet with the storm surge. Yeah, that's going to wipe out homes and businesses, and we're talking around 10 to 15 feet with some isolated locations up to 20.
Lisa, thank you.